You know, about 20 years ago, I was involved in amateur dramatics. Only small scale stuff. We used to perform in the local village centre, and you used to be able to fit a couple of hundred people in there. And we used to do plays, comedies, pantomimes, all that kind of thing. I really enjoyed it, and I've got a list of stuff indoors of which I was a part of, even behind the stage or in front of the curtains performing to an audience. And it always amazed me, the planning and meticulous stuff you have to go through in the background before anything even goes in front of an audience. It's quite incredible, really, and every now and again stuff does go wrong. How do everyone? Welcome back to the channel for a Friday. Hope you're doing okay. I'm just back near my neck of the woods now. I've got off the motorway and I'll be up by the seaside. Have a look. This is my shot I've shown you before of part of my backyard. It's all the nice green and the scenery, and you've got the beach as well. And I like to sit here for a few minutes on my return from an airport run. Yes, as I said, things do go wrong with performances, either small scale stuff like what I was involved in, bigger theatrical productions, or even movies. I mean, I'll tell you a couple of, little ones from my time. When I first got involved with this particular drama group, the Birchington Guild of Players, they were called, local drama group. They're still going as far as I know, so shout out to them. I was involved in a pantomime, Aladdin, and I was working backstage. I was just a stagehand. It was one of the first ones that I'd become involved in. And on our stage there were two sets of curtains, one at the very front, one in the middle, and I think there was actually one at the rear as well, from memory. Anyway, enough of that. There was a scene where Aladdin had to go into the cave to find the lamp, and we had what's called a scenery flat, which was a big canvas covered wooden frame with a hole in, and it was decorated with a cave all around the front. And Aladdin had to go in the cave, find the lamp, come back out again and sing a song. And while Aladdin was singing a song, bless her, the curtains had to shut on the cave. That cave had to go, and then a new scene would open up behind it. Now all of this would happen in 5 to 10 seconds. Now how we pulled that off, when Aladdin's cave was there and the curtains were shut just by it, there was me and another guy on either side of the scenery flat holding it in place. Let the scene play out, the curtains shut in front of it, and we have it off quick. That was the only way we could find of doing it. Well, that went okay until a Saturday matinee one time, where we were about ready to do our bit and pull this flat off, exit stage right, as they say, and the guy that was off stage going to pull the curtains, he pulled them the wrong fucking way, didn't he? So before I knew it, I looked to my left, I had 200 people looking at me thinking, who the hell's that? I just looked at them and went, hi! Raised the place, laughed their heads off, and we got this stage flat off quick. And the director, who was a friend of mine, who I used to work with, come up, shook his head and said, it had to be you, didn't it? It was really quite funny. And the other one as well, I was in a play a little bit later on, and I had to do a scene with this young lady, Anna her name was, and part of the scene she had to slap me round the face. I apparently played an evil bastard from what I remember. Now when you hit somebody on a stage, there's a couple of ways of doing it, depending on the angle and where you're at. One of them is, a toned down slap, and the person being slapped kind of rides it out. Or the other way of doing it is put your hand there and get the person to slap your hand really quickly, and you kind of go, oh. So it's all in the action, and you do which one depending on what's happening. Well, poor old Anna, she couldn't get her part of it spot on correct, could she? And we couldn't get the timing between her slap and me going, oh fucking hell. So I said, okay. I said, what I want you to do is slap me. Actually slap me, and I want to see if I can take it. Yeah. I said, yeah, I can take that. Okay, this is what we're going to do with the performance, and we'll do this with all the rehearsals as well. When we do our scene, I want you to slap me for real. And in that way, it looks a bit more realistic, and we don't have to worry about technique or anything like that. And it worked fine all the way through rehearsals. Anyway, come to performance night, I think the old adrenaline was going, and all of a sudden she slapped me. Bang! I felt like I'd just been belted by Iron Mike Tyson. How the hell I maintained my composure, I carried on, and everything worked out. So that's just a couple of stories from me. But when you upscale it to Hollywood movies, and everything's a lot more complicated, and you've got stunts and coordination between different departments, artists, stunt coordinators, prop masters and everything. There's an awful lot of trust, an awful lot of organisation, and an awful lot of coordination, should we say, between everybody. And there was some really nasty, horrible news that came out overnight. I saw this early this morning, and I didn't want to say anything about it until something a bit more came out. But Alec Baldwin, Hollywood actor, we all know him, he's been involved in a very nasty shooting accident on the set of a movie he was filming, and as a result, a 41-year-old lady has tragically been killed and somebody else severely injured. Now, you imagine how Alec Baldwin must be feeling right now, distraught, beside himself, guilt. How could this happen? And the real thing is, he would have picked that gun up, he would have pointed it at this person, and he would have made the assumption that there was a blank in there, nothing at all, or even the firearm was an imitation and not a real one. I don't know the circumstances. Pulls the trigger and expects them to act out down, except it's very real all of a sudden, and they're dead. How must that poor man be feeling right now? All I can do is send my best wishes out to him. I love his movies. I think he's a great actor, have done for years, but how must he be feeling right now? And more importantly, what the hell went so tragically wrong right there in that moment? Somebody has lost the plot somewhere. You know, we've seen other stories of other, well, accidents near fatal in other productions, and again you have to wonder what's gone so terribly wrong. Give me a comment, let me know what you think. I mean, is there anybody that's been involved in dramatics of any kind anywhere else? So I'd be glad to hear from you, and to put a fun light on it, tell me a funny story as well. See if you can do better than my couple. God, I've heard some real doozies, I tell you. But at the end of the day, Alec Baldwin, best wishes to you. What a horrible thing to happen, and I hope that you're okay with it eventually. They get to the bottom of why this tragic event happened, and may those involved rest in peace, the ones that lost their lives. All the best. Subscribe to the channel, give the video a like. I'll see you on the next one. Toodaloo.